is Wcxo, Carlisle.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports. Since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for the midweek edition. Yep, it's Wednesday already. Here's what's on the board tonight. We're going to talk some high school baseball with Carlisle Indians coach Dusty Barr. We go to the Diamond for the first time this spring, or almost spring, and then later on it's all about college basketball with Rick Moss, the former Orphans coach and Iowa assistant. We also have the Easy on Travel Sports Flashback. It features college basketball's Harry Statham. But right now it's time for Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. We'll begin with the exhibition season down in Florida. It's Grapefruit League time again. The Cardinals won. They won at the Palm Beaches. The Birds down the Astros 3-1 today. Adam Wainwright was pretty sensational. Good to see. He tossed 5 innings, a 4-hit ball, and fanned 3, gave up an unearned run. And Matt Carpenter went bye-bye off Justin Verlander. The Redbirds are now 9-8, so they're over that 500 mark. They host the Orioles at Jupiter tomorrow. Elsewhere in baseball, former Cardinal Lance Lynn, of course, just a couple of days ago, he agreed to that $12 million one-year pact with bonuses and so forth with the Minnesota Twins. He was given a turn right away, and he struck out 5 batters in 3 hitless innings yesterday against Baltimore. Good for Lynn. Free agent Neil Walker and the Yankees agreed to a one-year deal worth about $5 million. The veteran infielder is expected to start at second base for the Bronx Bombers. Of course, Arrieta is with the Phillies. Wow, Cargill does stay with the Rockies, and the A's officially landed Jonathan Lucroy, so Bruce Maxwell can plant himself on the bench instead of kneeling. And Mets third baseman David Wright, he won't participate in baseball activities for 2 months because of back and shoulder issues, another setback in his attempt to return from injuries that have sidelined him for the last 2 years. And then some. Wow, I know he doesn't want to, but he's stealing money, man. And Tim Tebow, speaking of those Mets, he was reassigned by the club to their minor league camp. He had some injuries, and, well, outside of that, he just didn't fare well at all during the spring campaign. He hit just .056. He was 1 for 18. He struck out 11 times in 7 big league games. That ain't good. The Blue Jays will not have shortstop Troy Tulowitzki as expected for opening day as he continues to deal with a bone spur in his right heel. I'm sure that's quite painful. Manager John Gibbons said Tulo, he's participated in on-field work this spring, but he's yet to even run at full speed. The Jays open the season March 29th against the Yanks. Will Aledmys Diaz get the call? I hope so. Off we go to the ice. For the St. Louis Blues, they are at Scottrade for the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow night. They've won their last 2. They knocked off the Ducks 4-2 in Anaheim Monday. The Note are 3 points out of that second wild card playoff spot. 4 teams are ahead of them. The Blues are still a lackluster 3-7 in their last 10, but they're trying to turn it around and make that final push. They only have 13 games left. Nashville and Tampa Bay are sitting with 100 points even. Vegas. The Golden Knights have just skidded a little at 95. They're still tied for the most wins in the NHL with Nashville second most at 45. Tampa has 48. Alex Ovechkin had a big night Monday. He scored twice to reach the 600-goal plateau. In a game against the Jets, the Russian winger became the 20th player and fourth fastest in league history to rack up 600 goals. He's on pace to lead the league in goals for the seventh time. He has 42 this season. And Marc-Andre Fleury made 38 saves to become the 13th goalie in NHL history with 400 career victories. That also happened Monday night. My goodness. So two nice landmarks there. There's a lot happening in the National Football League. We'll touch on some stuff involving the quarterbacks. The Cardinals, Vikes, and Broncos each have a new guy. They're either all official or will be shortly. Sam Bradford and the Cardinals agreed to a one-year, $20 million contract, $15 million guaranteed. There's an option. When will he be hurt this year, huh? Case Keenum. He's going to Denver for $20 million for a year or close to it, or maybe a little more. And Kirk Cousins will zip into Minnesota to replace Case and Bradford and Teddy Bridgewater. Bridge may be ticketed for the Jersey Jets. It's musical chairs under center. Oh, yeah, Cousins, probably around $84 million for 3 years. Fully guaranteed. The 33-year-old left tackle by the name of Joe Thomas of the Browns. He's going to retire after 11 standout seasons, I'd say. He had that triceps tendon injury last year. Until then, he had played in, 10,363 consecutive snaps. It's believed to be the longest in NFL history. I'm sure it is. A 10-time Pro Bowler in 11 seasons. Only last season he didn't get that, accomplish that because of that injury. 2 games were played in the NCAA tournament last night. If you're in, officially, Radford won, and so did St. Bonnie. Next up, 2 more tonight, North Carolina Central and Texas Southern, also Arizona State and Syracuse. And this word regarding the women's NIT, of course, Paige and Kendra involved with the St. Louis Billigans, and they will play at Kansas tomorrow. And then Tyra Bus for Indiana, they are hosting UT Martin also tomorrow. So good luck to all of our, with Tyra, all of our area participants there in the women's NIT. Finally, in NBA news, Russell Westbrook. He hit the triple-double for the 100th time of his career last evening. Only the Big O, Oscar Robertson, Magic, and Jason Kidd are above him in triple-digit triple-doubles. And Oscar had 181, and of course, they didn't even count that as a stat. He didn't even know about it. Nobody was aware of it. Before the three-point line, too. The Warriors' Klay Thompson fractured his thumb, so he has an ouchie for at least a couple of weeks. A few injuries are setting over those Golden State Warriors, man. All right, that Scores and Stuff brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. Remember, man, mark it down, put it in your memory bank, whatever the case may be. You'll want to see them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. Isaac Auto Body. Coming up, Dusty Barr and Rick Moss, also the Sports Flashback. This is Talking Sports on a Wednesday. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, Your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on a Wednesday. Again, in the back half, it's Rick Moss. We've got the Easy and Travel Sports Flashback, and right about now, we hook up on the Tucker Electric guest line with Carlisle Indians baseball coach Dusty Barr. Dusty, welcome back.
It's always good to be back with you, Rip. That means baseball season is here.
Yeah, indeed. And man, why don't we try and call him back, Chris? Because it's really stay where you are, Dusty. We're trying to give you a call back because you're barely coming through, and we'll see if that possibly works. So hang in there. We're coming back with Dusty in just a little while here. A faint signal indeed. We'll do the best we can. If it doesn't improve much, kind of at home, wherever you're at, kind of work that radio up and down, and depending on who's talking. So we're going to give it a second chance here. Throw another pitch at Dusty. All right, Dusty, go ahead. Good to have you back.
It's good to be back. It means baseball season's go.
Okay, and let's see what we can get in tonight. And of course, it's right on the doorstep for you. Of course, it's you're set to throw the first pitch tomorrow against Mascoutah here in Carlisle.
Correct. We got home opener tomorrow, and it looks like it's a go. We practice on the field tonight. Weather looks good for tomorrow.
How long have you been practicing, Dusty? A couple of weeks all together?
Yeah, we started on the 26th, I think it was, so we're about 2.5 weeks into it.
About 2.5. And Chris, any more? Can we get any more juice out of that somehow? Okay. All right. Hey, Dusty, before we dive into this year's squad, let's why don't we get refreshed on the 2017? The 2017 team. Admittedly a tough year, in and out of the Kokia Conference, 2-8, 9-18. But those seasons happen. But fortunately, they can come and go too. But what about the overall view of last year's campaign, Dusty?
You'd like to win more than we did, but conference is tough. Every game is brutal, and I mean, if you don't show up on a day in our conference, you're going to lose. And we probably had more bad days than good days last year. Didn't lose a lot of seniors, but we still lost a couple. Drew Johnson's going to hurt. He's over there playing at Lewis and Clark, starting third base, I believe, for them.
Oh, is he? Well, good.
We'll miss him. And then Colton Reckling got quite a few innings on the mound that we're going to have to find somebody to fill. And then we had Schatz, Shaw, Guthrie, and they all helped in their own ways. So we got to fill in for what we lost.
Yeah, Drew Johnson, and not only offensively, defensively, but what a big stick, huh? I mean, right at 400, led you guys in a lot of categories, hits 37, 4 triples, 4 homers, drove in 22 runs. He was ahead of the charts in every one of those areas, but he was just an overall talent for you. He did a lot of things on the field, in the clubhouse, as it were, too.
Yeah, I mean, offensively we'll miss him, but I think more than, like you're saying, is he caught for us, played shortstop, played third, closed games. He could pretty much do anything, and that's tough to replace, especially on that defensive side.
Colton had the by far the most, not by far, I guess, but 46 innings on the mound for you last year, and he got the most starts and so forth, racked up the most wins. So, yeah, that's a big loss out of that rotation for sure.
Yep, anytime you lose that inning eater, that senior, It hurts, but you just hope somebody else steps up and grows up.
And last year's campaign ended with a 4-game slide there. 2 of 3 losses, including a regional loss, came to Mater Dei. That's how it wrapped up. But we're on to 2018 now, and bigger and better things. It's time for a rebound act for the Indians, and you do have some real counters back, don't you? Why don't you tell us about the pitching staff for this spring season first, Dusty?
Yeah, pitching staff is deep. I would call it deep this year. We're just going to need a couple of those guys to kind of grow up and kind of want to take the ball a little bit more. But we'll have Tyler Seaver getting quite a few innings, Connor Humes. Then you'll have Jake Eversgerd on the mound, Noah Crocker. Then you got Lane Heinzman, Caleb Darr, Josh Guthrie, and then the little freshman Brady Heinzman could see quite a few.
Oh, good.
On the mound as well.
You are deep, aren't you?
Yeah, like I said, we have the depth. I wouldn't say that we have that ace per se, that one guy. You hope somebody kind of grows into that throughout the year. But a wise man named Coach Wheeler once told me, if you don't have a number 1, take your number 2s and number 3s and spread them out, and you might make yourself into a number 1.
You got it.
So we'll try that.
Yeah, very good. And but Jake threw quite a few innings for you last year, and Croc too. Noah did as well, and everybody else is going to have to step up the game a little bit more. And Lane Heinzman, the innings he pitched, and he did throw 15 frames. He had a really, really nice ERA, didn't he? So I'm sure you're expecting a lot out of him.
Yep, they're all upperclassmen other than Brady, junior, seniors, and they've all been there. They've all done it. So now you just expect them to take that next step and get better. And based off what I've seen so far, at practice, they've gotten better. So now it's just a matter of facing somebody not wearing the same colors as us.
How much have they been able to throw in the spring, even leading up to maybe officially starting practice?
Well, they ain't done much. So
yeah.
We're a little bit behind on that. We haven't been able to get outside as much as you'd like, about 4 or 5 times. But we've gone live once, and they've thrown about 3 or 4 bullpens. So we'll start them slow and kind of work ourselves into warm weather and bigger pitch counts and whatnot.
You were out on the diamond tonight, correct?
Yeah, tonight we had a nice night. I guess you could call it nice.
Yeah.
50 degrees,
well, at
degrees.
least that sun was
nice
shining out.
Here. And that sunshine, and that made it doable. So we were able to actually get some stuff done, and we actually went a little live BP for the first time this year.
Oh,
which
good.
Is kind of nice to let the kids get out there and swing it a little bit.
How many different pitchers did you have throw?
Tonight we did not, just live BP on the field.
Oh, okay.
On Saturday and Friday of last week we did live scrimmage.
Okay.
So we did 2 days of live scrimmage, which is nice. So the kids saw some pitches versus live arms, so that gives them something to build off of.
Yeah, and they get to play a little defense on the turf instead of in a gymnasium or on a concrete lot or something like that too.
Yeah, and I usually joke with our kids because they get all worked up about having one bad little scrimmage or something like that. And I said, you guys need to understand, in the major leagues, they have this thing called spring training, and they play more games than we do in a regular season. So,
yes. No exhibition games here. You just go out, and it counts from day one. So the regulars, what's the opening lineup look like for you tomorrow night against the Mascoutah Indians?
Well, for opening night, I think we're going to go with Tyler Seaver probably on the bump. And like I said, he'll probably just go one time through the lineup. Then we'll have Tyler Clark, a senior, catching. We'll have Jake Eversgerd, a senior at first base. Benji Vonberg, a senior at second base. We'll have, that'll be Nick Becker, a senior at third. Josh Guthrie, a junior at shortstop. We'll have Lane Heinzman, a junior in left. Connor Humes, a senior in center. And Noah Crocker, a junior in right.
And Noah in right. And I tell you what, that sounds like a pretty nice, and you're upperclassmen. That sounds like a pretty good spread there, really. And you should have a little depth there, too. And, of course, depending on who's on that mound, there are always changes, right, Dusty?
Yep, we don't have the ability to always just do the old switch for switch. We might have to do a little, this guy goes here, this guy goes there type switching. But we do have some kids that are athletes. They've played. They know what they're doing. They're upperclassmen. So we're kind of pleased with what we have, with our ability to make some changes as necessary as well.
The Cahokia Conference, one of the best around. It will be a landmine again, I'm sure.
And it got tougher.
Yes.
Bud leaves, and you bring in Salem, which is a pretty good little baseball squad. Brian Light does a good job over there.
Certainly.
So the conference just got, not trying to be rude to Redbud, but it got tougher. Salem's a bigger school, and they've been very successful the last couple of years. So an already tough conference schedule got worse.
Yeah, Salem's had some really nice seasons through the many years, really, and they were a nice cog in football and basketball. And Central and Freeburg tied last year at 8-2. I know you expect, I'm sure, them to be up there. They've got Westland, of course, and they probably got a pretty good pack of seniors too. It'd be salty once more.
It's never easy to predict our conference because you think somebody's going to pull away with it, and then somebody comes out of nowhere. Got a couple key pieces back from last year. One in particular, Dylan Wilson, who's going to be tough to beat.
Very good.
Westland just had a good basketball squad. Usually that carries over to baseball, and I think John's got a lot of those kids returning from last year. Lately, Columbia's got a kid that signed with Mizzou.
Oh, really?
So he'll be on the bump as a junior.
Hmm.
So they're going to be good. Salem, big school, competed well last year, so no easy ones for sure.
But yeah, but you never know how it plays out, do you? Because I'm pretty sure you picked Westland to win it last year, and they finished at 5-5. And so it just, hey, it's game by game and stuff. You play a GC, you play a tough non-league schedule too, Dustin. You also play at GCS again. I believe you hook up with Alton another time.
Yep, we got Alton again this year over at GCS. I kind of like doing that because it kind of puts us in an uncomfortable position playing on that turf. And if you want to make it to the big show, you got to go play on that turf for somebody really, really good. So it's my way of kind of playing a little super sectional game midway through the year just to kind of have that atmosphere and kind of get our boys used to it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And the Central and Mater Dei are each playing over there tonight against a couple of other teams, of course. I think at 4 and 7 o'clock, something like that. But all right, the obligatory. How many years for you now, Dusty? They're really mounting up now.
I think this is year number 14
overall,
and
wow.
I believe number 10 as the guy that gets all the blame.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting on the high side of the mountain, I guess, nowadays.
And you've loaded up some good assistants again, I take?
Yeah, we got 5 of them out there. We have Darren Smith back again, and he's just awesome to have because he's got years and years of experience. There was a great BP. Coach Pep is back again this year. Coach Jackson is back from last year. Cody Hills, old lefty.
That's good. You got to have a good crew like that, and a lot of kids to follow and take care of and so forth. So, great, Dusty. Thanks for coming on. We won't stray. We'll keep in touch with you, okay?
All right, appreciate it.
See you, Dusty. Go get number 1 tomorrow night.
We hope so.
That's Dusty Barr of the Carlisle Baseball Indians. I don't think I have yet, but I've always come close, or think Dusty Baker. But so far, I believe I've always, all these years. All right, later on, it's off to college hoops for Rick Moss. We hope you could, I don't know what went awry there, but we did the best we could with Dusty, and hopefully things will be much on the brighter side there with Rick Moss as we get to him later on. We need a break. We shall return. This is Talkin' Sports on a Wednesday night.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Ready to change your life for the better? Take your first sip of Honest Water today. Start your free trial of Honest Water at PureHonestWater.com or call 806-2081. That's 806-2081 or PureHonestWater.com. At Honest Water, family comes first, and Honest Water wants you to be a part of their family. The goal is simple: to provide communities of Southern Illinois and St. Louis Metro with reliable, purified drinking water at an affordable price. Say goodbye to plastic water bottles and unpredictable tap water. Say hello to delicious, honest water. Start your free trial today at PureHonestWater.com or call 806-2081. No contracts, no hidden cost, just pure, honest water. Call 806-2081 or PureHonestWater.com.
Scientists say the universe is random.
Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Hi, sports fans. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for this Wednesday night, where the time is fast approaching 6:27. That time drop courtesy of Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Let's check in with a flashback.
It's Flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Easy In Travel Sports Flashback. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201.
This is from February 26th of this year. It's now former McHenry Bearcats basketball coach Harry Statham with a quick sum of his last run through league play. You know, it was a tough dash for your club through the Great Lakes Valley Conference, but you ended 3-15. You were there. You saw it all, Harry. Was it more outstanding, that league this season, than it had been the first few since you made that move to D2? I mean, man, it was really salty.
Well, that's good every year. I don't know. It's good this year too. I disappointed in our performance. We didn't get the job done. We had some players. We had one of our top kids that came in, got hurt in the first game and never returned to the floor, and I got our counting on big time. We didn't get him until December 27th, and those things take away your all of your timing and so forth. And we had just some bad breaks, and ball didn't bounce our direction, and that's where it goes sometimes. Just you don't get the right bounce, and in that league you can't afford mistakes.
Get $60 by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone, Destination, or Champion tires. Up your reward to $100 by using your CFNA credit card.
Only at Best One Tire and Service on Old Highway 50 West in Breeze.
Claim form required for eligible tires and complete details. See your participating Firestone retailer or FirestoneTire.com. In 2 claims per household. Call 1-877-TIRE-USA to find a retailer near you. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Subject to credit approval. Prepaid card issued by the Bancorp Bank, member FDIC, and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. The Bancorp Bank is not affiliated with CFNA.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here. Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
Farming is more than an occupation, it's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of farm experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm, even your grandparents' farm. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from me, Teresa Richards, or Keith Wilkin on Main Street in Breeze.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Welcome back once again into the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. We're back in the corral. Rick Moss is due up on college basketball. We've heard from Dusty Barr and our flashback that features. Just to follow up on that, on now the now departed McHenry coach and Harry Statham. Of course, he did resign. It all about that situation and so forth. But Harry had just, my goodness, the remarkable career there. 52 years, winningest coach in college basketball at any four-year school, men's or women's. And so now we'll see where we go with that program. That's the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll question on my Facebook timeline. Check it out. It's open until Friday morning. Simple question is this: who would you like to see as the next McHenry Bearcats coach? And we threw out four names from the area, natives, whatever, including John Krause, Matt Lahr, Paul Lusk, and Kent Williams, or plant your own, whatever. Give us some feedback and let us know what you think. Just a few responses so forth, but you got tonight and all day tomorrow and Friday morning, so chip on in if you would like. At the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll on my Facebook timeline, we roll that question, a new question every Tuesday at around 4 or 4:30. All righty. Now, hey, do you need a car, truck, whatever it is, SUV? Diane Chevrolet. Remember that name? No doubt. They've got your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, whatever your favor is, And all those pre-owned vehicles pass a thorough inspection. Most come with Diane's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost. Simply see your consultant for all the details. Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, Nathan, head on over there. Call first, whatever you'd like to do, at 224-9200, 224-9200. Diane Chevrolet, it's the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Shop or schedule service the real easy way at DianeChevrolet.com. Hey, our neighbor's up here, James Bainey. He's the big shot now. That's good. No, he's doing a very fine job over at Governor's Run Golf Course. And this is the second annual garage sale. It's coming up this Saturday on St. Patty's Day from 9 in the morning until 1 that afternoon. Just bring your golf-related items, drivers, irons, shoes, anything. Set your price. You can buy and sell on the same day, whatever. And they're still looking for golfers. At last time I was in touch with James, or Jim as some of you call him, that or they're wanting to sell some gear they don't use anymore. Out with the old, in with the new, whatever. Make some nice trades here, nice buys on Saturday. That's at Governor's Run. James is going to be with us for some scores and stuff. Maybe next Monday or Wednesday if the schedules hold. All right, our final timeout, and then it's Rick Moss when we come back on Talking Sports. McHenry University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McHenry offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McHenry's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McHenry, log on to McHenryOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McHenry University is ready when you are.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999. The sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, the Westland Warriors, and now the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Guess what? We are back as well. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Dusty Barr touch base with us. Incidentally, Saturday morning we'll have another baseball coach, Mater Dei coach Travis Gepke, and another guest or two or three. But right now, well, another guest or two. We handle the Tucker Electric guest line probably for Edwardsville and former Centralia Orphans coach and former Iowa assistant Rick Moss. Rick, welcome back to Talkin' Sports.
Thanks, Rip. It's always good to hear your voice.
Good to have you on again, and man, just like that, it's almost time for the real portion of the big dance to tip off. I guess technically it did last night. It did so without me. Are you okay with that first four, Rick?
I guess. Yeah,
that didn't sound too convincing.
Well, it's another way to get others in, but you know they had it so screwed up this year. I don't know. If there's ever been a time for somebody to sue the NCAA, I think it's Oklahoma State, don't you? I mean, I really think they would win. In a court case, I really think Oklahoma State would win in a battle against, just for defamation of character or something. I don't know.
Well, I know one thing, and we'll get Oklahoma should not have been in.
No, absolutely not. I lost $20, Rip. I had a guy
already.
Oklahoma will get in, that they would get in, and he didn't think Oklahoma State would. And I thought, this guy had to have some connections. How does he know that? But that was the craziest thing. I don't know. I never agree with Dick Vitale, but I do agree with him this time.
There you go. Well, the Sooners, they've lost 8 of their last 10. They didn't win a game in this calendar year on the road. They ended up 8-10 in the Big 12. Oklahoma State beat them 2 out of 3. Oklahoma, they also but they swept the season series from Kansas. Although on the Oklahoma State side, Rick, and I know you don't agree with me on this, but I don't care who they beat. If you can't finish 500 in your league, any league, I don't think you deserve to go to the big party.
Well, I kind of agree. I think some of the leagues are really, really good, though.
I know.
Maybe you could slip in one this year. Maybe, I don't know, SEC. I don't know. But the Big 12. But I agree with you. I've always said that if you can't win 50% of your conference games, the NIT is a nice place for you.
But yes, the Cowboys definitely deserved a spot ahead of the Sooners here. And Syracuse, they're a real question mark too, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean that's just and they're probably proving me wrong now.
Well, didn't that happen 2 or 3 years ago? Well, it wasn't with them maybe, but that doesn't mean that they should have gotten in. Once you get in, things happen. It still doesn't mean a certain.
You're exactly right with Syracuse. Yeah. And nobody thought they should have got in. I think they won 3 games.
Yeah.
So that's probably what Oklahoma do too. Young and old, and they beat Rhode Island and maybe even give Duke a game. Who knows? But they should not be there. They're there because of Trey Young.
Right.
Bottom line. That's why they're there.
Had to be the factor. Anybody else get the shaft? How about USC? They were second in the Pac-12 conference.
Yeah, but I didn't think anybody got as bad as Oklahoma State, to be honest with you.
True.
I mean, when you beat Kansas twice and you go up and beat Huggy Bear up in his own gym, and I mean, my goodness, what more could those people do? I thought down the stretch, but I guess it doesn't. I really believe you, me, and Mike McManus could do a better job than those people sitting around, the don't think they know. I don't think they watch much basketball.
Probably not.
I think they go by the computers and
Yes.
and that's it. But
computers and most of them are just suits in an office. Hey, we wake up, let's go, let's get this baby. And I know it's a difficult job, but with some of this doesn't seem like flip of the coin stuff. It's too easy. But yeah, USC anyway. They failed to get in. Louisville, Oklahoma State, and I don't know. Of course, I know Arizona's under that FBI probe big time. But was that a factor in maybe USC, Louisville, OK State losing out as well?
Yeah, you
seemed
never
kind
know.
of crazy. You couldn't turn away Arizona. No way with the year they're having.
You think the Russians had anything to do
Well,
with
I'm
it?
sure they did. I'm sure that's true.
We're still ripped. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, I will be forgetting all about this.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
be excited to get started.
Yep, and the heart of it does start tomorrow morning. The first four does continue tonight. I suppose it's kind of cool. Radford, that's their first ever NCAA tournament win, huh? And it'd been a while since St. Bonnie cracked the scoring column too.
That's true. That's awesome. But it's just what amazed me this last couple of weeks, and I don't know if you got a chance to go over to St. Louis for the tournaments, but I went both to the SEC and also to the Missouri Valley.
Terrific.
I'll tell you what, just the difference. I mean,
yeah.
I guess I knew that when I was in Iowa, but you don't realize it till you sit there and you watch Missouri Valley, and then you watch the SEC, and boy, there's a difference, people. I'm sorry.
Well,
there's a difference of athletes.
Certainly. Yeah. It's
amazing.
And the conferences, the ACC led the way with 9, and down the march we go. Yeah, and just that selection show, though, the show itself, besides the picks, and that was absolutely brutal. When do they change things that are good? Why? It's just crazy. They got some bad reviews, too, and they should have.
That's right. Yeah, why fix things that don't need to be fixed, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, we'll slide through all the controversy and everything else and just play hoops now. And it's still labeled as a strong event. We'll have our share of upsets, of course, which makes the tournament. You got to have some of that. What's a possible, or is there a first round game you're kind of looking forward to, and maybe a second round matchup that could really be good if it comes about?
Everybody's talking about, and it's kind of made me intrigued to watch the game. I think I love Bill Self. I think he's a great coach. And
he is.
This is only Kansas's 29th time in a row, and they lead everybody. But everybody's talking about the Kansas Penn. That Penn's going to give them a game, and that you hardly ever see that with a 1 and a 16. But I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that game, to be honest with you.
You're right. That makes you want to study it a little bit more. One of these days, that's going to happen. That 16 is going to trip that number 1. It's kind of amazing it's never happened before. Somehow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, there again, I'll tell you I guess I'm calling it an upset, but the team that I think is going to maybe throw a little wrench in the whole business is the Zags. I think Gonzaga is better than people think they are, and I think they could really do, especially in the bracket they're in with Xavier. I think that they could do something, but kind of pulling from Michigan. But I think the Zags might do something to that bracket down there.
Michigan sure had a good Big Ten conference tournament. They pull that off once in a while, more than once in a while, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And you know what? That the game you asked me if I'm looking forward to is the second game, Houston. What is it? Houston against Michigan.
Right.
I think that's gonna be a dandy.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston. And I like on the on day 2, if barring that somebody picking one of these teams off, but Kentucky and Arizona.
Yeah. What is that? I think that's the South.
That's in the South.
That's just crazy. You got. I would love to be in Atlanta on the second round, like you said. If it goes the way it's supposed to be, it's going to be Virginia and Arizona, and probably Tennessee and Cincinnati. I mean, it's that's if Kentucky don't knock off Arizona.
Yeah, if everybody holds serve. Virginia, for an overall number one, heck, they got the toughest path, don't they?
Yeah, they got it handed to them, I think. That's
I mean,
Arizona, you telling me that's – I always thought that the number one seed, the number one of all number ones, got the number 4 of all the number 4s. Now, you're going to tell me Arizona was the number 4 of all the number 4s? I don't believe that.
Right. No, I don't either. And I don't, for some reason, I don't think it does happen that way. I don't know how they should get some type of advantage if they're selected as the number 1 overall. And now Virginia has that one kid hurt, that 6th man hurt too, and that may not come into play early, but it could in that second or third round. In fact, I'm counting on that for my picks.
DeAndre Hunter is the kid's name, and he's out with a wrist injury, and he was the 6th man of the year in the conference. So that's going to hurt him, no question about that. Yeah,
he's pretty impressive there. But our region, of course, Rick, and I'm Illinois, Missouri, and so forth. It's the Missouri Tigers. That's it. It's Mizzou, and that's all she wrote. Michael Porter Jr. is back. That's good. I mean, I don't know how, but hey, they lose a valuable player in Jordan Bennett, though. I'm not sure if enough people are talking about that.
Well, I just want to say, if you're that silly, man, you don't respect your teammates very much if you do something like that. If you're going to have a few alcoholic beverages, just stay at home. Don't go out and drive. I mean, my goodness. But it's a shame that at this time of the season that a kid would be that selfish. That's the way I look at it. You're selfish, letting your whole team down.
I know. Yeah.
It's a shame because I don't see Mizzou. I don't see them beating Florida State now. I don't think it's going to happen. And I'll tell you about Porter. I was at that game too, his first game back.
So what do you think?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I like his brother.
Oh, he had 20 that game, didn't he?
Yeah, his brother played very, very well. And granted, I know Michael Porter's a great player, and he's going to be a great NBA player, I'm sure. But first game back, I think I would have. It was almost like he thought he had to do too much, and if he would have just got into the Florida game, I think Mizzou could have won that easily. But it looked like he thought he had to shoot more and he had to do more things, and I think he was his own worst enemy in that game. But
his aim was off a little bit, but he had to be awful anxious.
That's right, exactly right. I kind of felt sorry for him because I'm sure he wanted to do all he could for his team. But I think with what happened, I was looking forward to seeing Mizzou make a run with Porter back, and then the kid does what he did, and that's a shame. But
they've only got
pardon me?
They've only got about 8 able-bodied players anyway, I think.
Right. And so that's a tough one. But, again, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be another great tournament, no doubt about that.
Well, the Tigers are the only one in the fray from around here. Of course, Illinois is far out of sight. I know you're not very high on that program right now. Rick, will Coach Underwood, this won't be the job for him? He won't get it done? What do you think then in the long haul? If they're assuming there is a long haul, I hope so. We'll see what's made of this.
I've been getting ripped from my wife said just to be quiet, and I've been getting ripped from a lot of my friends. I got a lot of friends who are big Illinois fans, but I tell you, I didn't like the hire to begin with. I did not like the hire. I don't know. I think you got to have some loyalty, and for a coach to go to Oklahoma State for 1 year and leave, I'm not big about that. He's telling Oklahoma State, this is the job I wanted. I dreamed about this job, and then a year later he's telling Illinois people the same thing. So I didn't like it, and then I told him from the get-go, and so far I was right. I mean, they can't play the defense that he's trying to play in the Big Ten. I'm sorry. You can't do what he's trying to do, and you're going to get burned on back doors. You're going to get so I don't know. I don't want to be the guy knocking Illinois because I'd love to see him win sometime. But I don't think he's the one. I don't think he's going to be the answer.
Well, maybe if he gets the players in he wants. This is just year one, so we'll see how it develops here. Of course, Mark Smith is not around. You're close to his situation in Edwardsville, and I wasn't shocked by that. And it'd be, I don't know where he's going to end up.
Like I said, there's a kid that made a name for himself. He got Mr. Basketball because he was a great point. He was a great point guard, and then he goes up to Illinois, and for some reason Underwood thought that he should play the three. I'll tell you what, I personally like the Frazier kid.
Yeah.
But I think he's a two guard. If you got a point guard that can penetrate and is strong like Mark Smith is, and can get into the lane and kick it out to Frazier, he's going to stand out there and make 9 threes if you get him the ball when he's got his feet set. But now you put him at the point and you make him do everything. I just don't. I think Underwood missed the boat there. I really do. And I find out wherever Mark Smith ends up, we'll see where the coach plays him. But I think he's going to be a great player for some team.
His next stop is to be determined. What I couldn't figure out, of course, we all knew this was coming. And I don't know what the attendance was the last day or two. I didn't pay attention to it. I watched it, but I don't know what they're doing playing. I know what they think. Why are they playing in Madison Square Garden in New York? And not only that, but a week earlier. Those coaches didn't want that.
No, but the Madison Square Garden was taken for the week they wanted to play. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's going to be interesting now because if the Big Ten does badly, everybody's going to say, oh, it's because they had the week off. If they do great, then they're going to say, well, we had a week to...
Proper rest and prep.
So that part of it will be interesting. But, just because we add Rutgers and Maryland and Penn State, just because you add those teams does not mean you have to take the Big Ten out east.
No, Illinois can't even recruit out of Chicago. They're not going to get guys out of the city in New York. I know there's other teams involved, but still, they need to keep it here where the fan bases are close, when they can easily travel to the games. Don't understand.
Absolutely.
Don't
Chicago,
understand.
That's why would you take it out of there? And I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, hey, we got to let the people out east see what a great conference we got.
Turn on the television.
That's exactly right.
I watch them all through TV.
Who cares about those New Yorkers?
Yeah, they don't. College basketball lifer Rick Moss is with us on Talking Sports here for a few more shades. Iowa not looking too sharp either, are they, Rick? Your former club there, the Hawkeyes.
No, they're not. But I got to give a shout out to my man Bohannon for what he did. I mean, I'm sure you saw it. I'm sure everybody talked about it. But the young man who tied Chris Street's record for the most free throws, and he had me crying, Rip. I'll tell you that the young man told his parents before it happened. He said, "If it means winning or losing the game, I got to make it, Mom. But if it doesn't mean anything, Chris didn't have a chance to make the next number, 25. What I'm trying to think what it was now, 34.
No, I don't remember the streak either, but that was pretty cool.
34. Actually, I think he could have made 35, but he didn't even try to make that thing. And what a class act, because and it was funny because we were supposed to play Northwestern when Chris passed away too.
Oh,
the next game was going to be against Northwestern, and that's who the could have broke the record with when they were playing Northwestern, but he missed it on purpose. So
yep, one of your guys.
But that's a great young man to do something in Chris's honor like that. But yeah, Iowa's struggling too, and I'll just tell you what B.J. Armstrong tells me. He says, "Coach, I don't think they care anymore." And we were just talking about it just after Bohannon did that. We were talking about Iowa and how they're down in the bottom with Illinois, and who would ever thought Illinois and Iowa would be at the bottom of the Big Ten.
And Minnesota tied for 11th.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if Junior's going to be sitting sidelines with his dad. Think they're going to fire Junior? little Patino?
At some point. This might be a good time to do it. They can sail off to the sunset together.
Yeah.
SIU had a pretty good year, Rick, but they didn't go anywhere. I mean, they won 20 games, finished second in the Valley, but at least Barry had a good season. He needed that too to hang on, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I look at that differently now. The Valley is just, God, the Valley's just not very good.
It's competitive. It's very competitive, with the teams in. But it's taking a hit, obviously, with when you lose Creighton and Wichita State. They're national teams anymore.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's Loyola Chicago's good.
Yes, they are. I got them winning a game, I believe, the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is probably, when Wichita was there, you say, oh, it's going to be tough beating Wichita, but there's no doubt in my mind who is going to win the Valley this year. I mean, they were just a lot better than the rest of the teams, I thought. So, but I hope good luck to Porter Moser, and I hope they do a great job. I hope they win. But, God, I'd like to see it. I hope the Valley can get some teams in there and get it back up to what it used to be.
And of course, you're in the same state of mind as I am with our friend Paul Lusk. It came to a halt this year at Missouri State.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think Paulie knew it was coming.
Sure.
He told me before.
He had to win that tournament.
Before the tournament, they had told him, and
right.
He's got a good relationship with his AD. He thinks the world of him. He understands it's a business. And speaking of business, I mean, over there at McKendree too. There's nothing I'd love to see Paulie Lusk or who knows, even the Mule. That I saw that he lost his job at Evansville. Marty Simmons. I'd love to see one of those guys come back and get McKendree back to where it should be. And I hate for Coach Statham for what has happened, how it all happened. But you know what? I also said, Rip, I want to go out. I want to go out with people saying, "Oh, I wish he wasn't going out." I hate that maybe Harry may have stayed on too long, a little bit too long, and now it's got to be kind of bad situation because it's hard for the AD and it's hard for the people. He's a legend and he should go out the way he wants to, but on the other hand, it comes a time.
Right.
But he's a great man. And,
terrific.
I hope they can get this all resolved because he's a super person and a great man, and I hope McKendree can just go forward from this.
He is all class. If you get the opportunity tonight or tomorrow, go on my Facebook timeline. I have my Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll up. Who would you like to see replace Harry Statham? And I put the 4 locals up there. So you can throw in another if you want. So go ahead and place your vote. Hey, Rick, we're coming toward the end, so we got to get those picks, man. Who's it going to be in the Final Four?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I kind of, like I said, I went out on a limb and I got the Zags in there. I got to have my boy Michigan State. Tommy Izzo, I got him beating Kansas in a heck of a game. And then I had to almost flip a coin because I want Purdue to be there so bad, but I don't think they can beat Nova. I think Nova's a real deal, and I think Jay does a great job there. And then I took Arizona in the other bracket. I think I had Virginia in there until Hunter got hurt, and I just think that's going to hurt their depth. And I got Arizona, so that's my 4.
I'm with you on Zona over Virginia there, and I have Zona beating Carolina actually, and then I'm taking Purdue over Nova, partially because I don't like Villanova, not since 1985 when they upset Georgetown. I was all for that. And I have Kansas slipping by Michigan State. So I'm going Zona, Carolina, Purdue, and Kansas, and Purdue to win it all over Arizona. I haven't been right for quite a while, so
good for you.
Don't take that to the bank.
Well, I got Michigan State winning it all just because
wouldn't surprise me. They're good. But there are easily 7 or 8 teams that have really, really good chances to win it. But there's always, a dark horse. Somebody could at least get in the Final Four for sure.
That's right. I got about 7 or 8 brackets, and I got a winner in each one of them, a different one.
You do. Hey, as we float off here, Rick, how's the poker game?
It's coming along okay. Not too bad. You have to join us sometime.
Oh, I don't. I'm bad. Yeah, everybody wants me to join because I can't play. No, I'm. I'll just make a donation to some other charitable fund.
I'm having fun. It was kind of my retirement dream to kind of have some fun with this, and I'm just having fun with it, Rick.
Yeah, and you're going to have fun over the next, how many weeks is this? 3 weekends? As the NCAA tournament kicks into high gear and stuff. So appreciate you being on, getting a load of some more knowledge on college basketball. Say hello to the family and enjoy those college hoops, especially beginning tomorrow morning.
That's right. Going out for breakfast with my son. He even came home. We always do this every year. So a couple of years ago, we spent this weekend in Vegas. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine. Nice and handy ways of pouring a few bets out there. So, all right, appreciate it, Rick. Say hello to the fam. We'll talk to you another time. And
all right, Rick.
Better put the capper on it for tonight, though. Thanks.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, buddy.
See ya. Rick Moss, formerly of the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Centralia Orphans, and plenty more. What a coach, man. Thanks to Dusty Barr as well, Dusty and Rick. Saturday we'll come on back with Mater Dei Knights baseball coach Travis Gepke and a guest or two to be named, and trivia. Oh, it's with that Irish theme on Saturday. We've got a great prize to a real Irish bar in St. Louis, and there are a few of them, but we got the best. So you might want to get in on that. Punch up at 15 from this particular place. We'll let you know about that Saturday morning. We'll see you then on Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcxo.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emeen Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.